Hello, my name is John Grimes, OSU Extension Beef Coordinator, and today I want to visit with you about proper hay storage techniques. Producers in Ohio grow significant amounts of hay in any given year, and in fact, in 2011, according to the Ohio Ag Statistics Service, 1,120,000 acres of hay were produced in Ohio. Given the average production of 2.5 tons per acre, this yields a total production of 2,772,000 tons of hay in 2011, and this production supports all types of ruminant animals such as beef, dairy, goats, horses, and lambs. There are several steps involved in successful haymaking. Some of these include fertilizing, cutting, tedding, raking, and baling. All of these must take place before we see the finished product of bales scattered across the field. According to the Ohio State University Extension Department of Agricultural, Environmental, and Development Economics 2013 enterprise budgets, hay production is very costly. Under their budgets, grass hay production under a 3-ton per acre scenario costs $112.77 per ton, while alfalfa under a 4-ton per acre yield scenario costs $133.02 per ton. Once the field is baled, bales are generally moved from the field to a storage area. This should be done relatively quickly after baling to avoid stand loss from bales smothering the existing forage. Use the appropriate equipment that you have available to you to remove bales from the field as safely and as efficiently as possible. Once the hay has been loaded for transport from the field, you must decide where and how to store the hay until it is fed. There are a few key management principles to follow to help avoid storage losses with hay. Hay-to-soil contact is typically the primary source of losses associated with hay stored outdoors. If placing bales on the ground cannot be avoided, make sure a well-drained area is selected, and hay should be stored in an open area that can receive maximum sunlight. When aligning the bales for storage, bales should be placed so the sides of the bales do not touch. An exception to this would be if you are stacking bales in a pyramid fashion for covering under roof or with a tarp or other material. The flat ends of the bale should be firmly butted against one another, as this can protect the ends almost as well as if they were one continuous bale. Work at the University of Kentucky has documented hay storage losses under a variety of scenarios. As you can see from this listing, losses are kept at a minimum when the hay is covered by either a roof or some type of protective cover. When we move outside, that's when losses significantly increase. You can see the increase as we provide less protection, especially on hay stacked on bare ground. Here is a typical hay storage method with the bales placed directly on the sod with rows closely aligned together. Storage losses in this situation can approach 35% with twine wrapped hay, while net wrap in the same situation can reduce losses by 10%. Here is the single largest contributor to hay storage losses: hay-to-soil contact. Much moisture can be drawn by the bales from the soil without a layer of protection. In general, the more protection you can provide, the fewer losses you will experience. Here we see a nearly ideal situation for hay storage: bales placed on rock underneath a roof. In this scenario, losses should be kept at a minimum. If you do not have some type of protected storage facility available to you, at the very minimum, place bales on a layer of rock to eliminate bale-to-soil contact. An effective pad design is to use a layer of geotextile cloth covered with rock for a bale storage location. Listed on this slide are links to fact sheets from the Ohio State University Extension and University of Kentucky Extension on the use of geotextile fabric. Another effective method of storing round bales outside is a pyramid stack formation covered with a tarp or other protective cover. Do not stack bales in this formation unless you can cover the bales. Weather patterns can occasionally make dry hay harvest a challenge for the producer. Growers can use modern wrapping technology to make silage hay or baleage to reduce harvest and storage losses. This video shows the use of an inline wrapper to make hay silage in a continuous or long tube. The advantage of this process over individually wrapped bales is the reduction in total use of plastic. As stated earlier, bales butted together can help protect the ends of the bales almost as well as if they were one continuous bale. When selecting a bale storage location, make sure that you consider ease of access to the bales during the next feeding period. Outdoor storage locations on a slope can help drain excess water away from the bales. Bales stored under a tree canopy is not a good management decision. Minimal protection is provided during rainy conditions, and these areas are slow to dry out once the sunshine returns. Losses are minimized when adequate space is left between the bales and the sides of the bales are not allowed to touch. Ultimately, the take-home message from this presentation is as follows. Hay is an expensive crop to harvest. Our storage losses can be very significant, and much like corn and soybeans, hay is very valuable and should be treated as such. For more information on proper hay storage techniques or any other beef-related topics, go to the OSU Extension Beef Team's website at beef.osu.edu.